to a Robin Banks Productions, baby.
Yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. Move the sticks, first down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the bars, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground, it's the underground. You better pass, you better run, and that's your ass. Boy, you done.
Ow! Welcome to the show, y'all. Y'all know what it is, man. How many times I gotta say it? It's the motherfucking Underground Sports Show. Yeah, we live all the time, baby. Call into the show 412-407-2744. Yeah, because we here to talk about it, talk sports, talk shit, because that's what we do, baby, here on the Underground Sports Show. Ow, you know what it is? Yeah. Appreciate y'all coming out, man. Hey, definitely hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you new, man. Hey, join me in the chat. It is what it is, man. Underground Sports Show. Yeah. Got a whole bunch for you today, man. Like the title said, week in review. Let's get into it. Yup, week in review, baby. Hey, I got a couple icebreakers for you first, though, man. You know, I always got to shout out the people ain't here with us no more, man. So RP to Young Noble from the Outlaws, man. Hey, we all know we got a hip hop twist to this show right here, which I call the Underground Sports Show. And yeah, I just want to shout out Young Noble from the Outlaws, y'all, man. Y'all remember the Outlaws that we grew up with, that rolled with Tupac, you know what I'm saying? Rapper Tupac and Tupac Shakur's group, who appeared in songs with music icon, dies by suicide at age 47. All right, man. Rapper Young Noble, who worked closely with Tupac, died at 47. Outlaws member was found dead in Atlanta, Georgia on Friday morning, according to reports, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we all know the Outlaws, man. We know the history. You know what I'm saying? If you up there, my age, Outlaws roll hard with Tupac, man. They came out tough as hell, and everybody was feeling the Outlaws. You know what I'm saying? That's when the West Coast was booming big time. And yeah, you know, Outlaws was the shit, man. And you know, those dudes, I thought most of them dudes was a little older than me, but I got not, man. I'm 47. Our boy right here was 47, Young Noble. And just RIP to Young Noble, man. In the rap game, Outlaws was definitely some legends, man. I know there's probably a lot of real true outlaw fans out there, man. So I thought y'all might want to know that. But another thing, man, suicide, that ain't no joke, man. Mental health, I guess, is a real thing. And you know, just check on your peoples, man, too. That's what I wanted to tell y'all about that, man. Check on your peoples, make sure your peoples is all right at all times, man. Call your peoples, make sure you stay in somebody's corner, man. Somebody that got your back, you got his back, man. Things like this might not happen, you know what I'm saying? So, another icebreaker for you, though, man. Staying on the West Coast, man. It was definitely 4th of July this weekend, man. And we had a cat named 4 Extra on 4th of July. I'm pretty sure y'all might have heard this story, too. Blowing up his hand on the 4th of July. Now, his name's already Extra. So you know he be doing some extra shit. You know what I'm saying? He's also a rapper, too, from the West Coast. You know what I'm saying? And he blows up his hand with a firecracker. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't really scoop up the video, but he's showing these two big ass. I mean, these firecrackers is about this high, this big, and you know about that round. You know what I'm saying? Round like a damn a fence pole, like round. And dude, He walking around with them talking about, I'm about to blow up somebody tonight, about to blow some nigga up tonight, da 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 da. Wind up blowing his own damn hand up, man. So, you know, hey, he called himself extra, bruh. He definitely did extra shit, but hey, I never heard of the dude. You know what I'm saying? I never heard of the dude. But I listened to a couple jams because, man, that's just how we be finding about these rappers, right? Ain't that? Either they died too early or some shit like that, or you do some horrific shit like blow up your motherfucking hand, bro. Like, so 4 Extra, man. Hey, look, shout out to 4 Extra, man. I know it was an accident, but damn, dog, like you sound like you wanted to do too much that night, and you did some extra, man. But we gonna bump your jam real quick, see what it sound like. I thought this beat was hard.
DJ Flip, make the money flip.
Hey, bitch, I got the city lit. Off the bat. Hey, nigga, I'ma do my shit. Off the bat. I really made it out the trench. Off the bat. Real nigga finally made it rich. Off the bat. Off the back, off the back. Off the back, off the back, off the back, off the back.
Hey.
Off the back, off the back. Off the back, off the back, off the back,
Off the back. All right. Hey, that's my man. 4 Extra. Now everybody know 4 Extra, man. I'm sure his little views and everything go up, so it's gonna be like, you know, what they call a GoFundMe for my man, because his views gonna go up, because everybody gonna want to know who 4 Extra is now. You know what I'm saying? But he had to blow up his hand to get it. That's definitely sports related too, man. You remember? Wanted to say Human Euro. It wasn't Human Euro. It was Jason Pierre-Paul, right? That blew his hand up. I think Pierre-Paul had something to say about it too, man. Like, you know, life ain't over. He had something positive to say. Hold up. Let me see. He had something to say. I can't remember off the top of my head. I want to know too. I think he said this Pierre-Paul connection to 4 Extra. Why exact? Yeah, he was involved. That's back in 2015. It ain't showing me what he said. He said reflex. Nah, this ain't the story. Show this hand. His hand's mangled. Damn. I don't know if y'all can see that. That's pretty fucked up. But yeah, hey, 4 Extra shit look worse. I don't know if they made that look extra on film. You know how that is. But, yeah, man. I ain't trying to blow up my hand. I'm too old for that shit. 4 Extra look like a young dude. You know what I'm saying? I guess he got tired to fix it. Damn, dog. But we're gonna stay. Gonna stay on the East Coast, man, with some sports. And we're gonna talk about a guy that's committed to USC, man, and they've been having some big time jokes about this man's name right here. USC commit freshman coming in, number 5 wide receiver in the nation, and is wildly. Oh, hold on, let me start it over. This cannot be a real guy. All right, it says USC lands number 5 wide receiver in the nation, and his wildly sexual name is Gorm Fowler. All right, I almost read that wrong. So anyway, you see his name on the screen. His name's Boobie Feaster, man. Social media is going nuts over the incredible name going viral following massive commitment to USC, with Boobie Feaster having decided to become a Trojan. Now, I don't think his name didn't really trigger me, but I do get it. The Boobie Feaster. You know what I'm saying? I guess, you know, I mean, it ain't like it's Coochie Feaster, you know what I'm saying? It's Boobie Feaster. So, you know, we've seen a lot of boobies, but I get what they said. He feasted on the boobies, right? You know, it's kind of sexual, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I mean, babies feast on boobies too, right? You know what I'm saying? And we all started like that. So, it really ain't even that sexual to me, but you know they're going to have fun with it. You know what I'm saying? Boobie Feaster on the play, you know what I'm saying? We got, Noah Nigga coming out too. What school did Noah Nigga to go to? He was in one of them schools in Ohio. Y'all know who Noah Nigga is. It's start with a K. The Nigga. And Noah Nigga definitely went online, had an interview, and told the whole world that it's K Nigga. And the right people better call him K Nigga. But you know, the people that can use the N-word, they just go ahead and call him what it is. Because they know a nigga. Yeah, that's the running joke right now. You know what I'm saying? Know a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Hey, but I think he went to one of them schools in Ohio. But Boobie Feaster, I guess he's nice with it. Number 5 wide receiver in the land. Boobie Feaster going to USC, man. I thought that was kind of funny, that name right there. I don't know if they thought about that too much. Also, man, in the news, KaVontae Turpin. You all know KaVontae Turpin from going from the USFL to being a prominent player for the Dallas Cowboys. You know what I'm saying? He's their number 1 kick returner and punt returner, and also he got some decent yards on offense. I think he had about 31 receptions for 400-something yards this year. So that ain't bad production. He was the MVP of the USFL, made his way into the NFL, and made a name for himself, man. That's what the USFL and all that's about. But what he did yesterday or early this morning was not a good thing for KaVontae Turpin. Cowboys player arrested on drug and gun charges. Dallas Cowboy wide receiver KaVontae Turpin is facing multiple charges after was arrested on Sunday. Turpin was arrested early Sunday morning and charged with possession of marijuana and unlawful carrying of a weapon, according to police records. Both charges are misdemeanors. All right, so KaVontae Turpin got that charge that, man, a lot of y'all don't even know you could catch real easy too. I guarantee you, he was smoking some weed, probably had a legal gun, but it was smoking some weed, it had some weed on him or something like that, and you can't have the gun and the weed mixed together. Drugs and guns don't mix, no matter if it's legal or not. That's why they saying Class A misdemeanor, unlawful carrying of a weapon. I mean, I don't know the law specifically all like that, but I'm just guessing. I know you ain't supposed to mix that shit together, no matter if it's legal or not. Once you got something illegal, you know, like a drug, they're going to think you know, using a gun to maybe deal with the drugs or whatever like that. So, yeah, you don't want to really get jammed up like that, man. So, you know, your girl's in your ride and she want to smoke and all that shit like that. You got your joint on you and all that. Like, look, man, don't fall for the rabbit in the tailpipe. You know what I'm saying? Don't fall for it. Because you see KaVontae Turpin is catching this, even though, and that's what I'm saying. You can tell it's because it's a misdemeanor. You know, he just carrying it the wrong way. And that's fucked up, man. Another Cowboy down in the law. He was having a good career, but it ain't like he's gonna get cut for this and no shit like that. It ain't that serious of a case, but you know, hey, he could get, you know, his license to carry took away from him now. And everybody wants to protect themselves, especially with a cat with a couple of dollars, popular in Texas. You want to protect yourself. Damn, Turpin. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, let's hit here for some Steelers news. You know what I'm saying? Steelers big buzz in the nation right now. Aaron Rodgers was the big news. Now we done moved on to T.J. Watt, man. And our blockbuster trade. You see my question of the day had been up there the whole time. Blockbuster trade or buster trade. You know what I'm saying? Which one was it? Which one was it? But I want to talk about some T.J. Watt stuff first, man. Because I just want to talk about this whole situation and what they've been talking about and all that good stuff, man. Because to me, in my eyes, there's no way the Steelers need to go without T.J. Watt. I don't give a fuck about him being 31. I don't care about him not playing well last year in the playoff game. I don't care about him not playing well at the end of the year last year. The proof's in the pudding already. Take him off this team, we're a worse defense. Automatically. So all this Aaron Rodgers and Jonnu Smith and adding people to the team, wide receivers like DK Metcalf, all this hope, a lot of that hope might go down the drain if you get rid of T.J. Watt. Because now that defense is definitely not the same. And you got an old-ass Aaron Rodgers, you want to help him all the way you can help him with. We already lost Minkah Fitzpatrick. Y'all really think T.J. Watt need to get out of here? Now, a lot of y'all had that vibe at the beginning, but that was before Minkah was gone, though. And I know he's 31 years old, but still, I mean, you seen him last year, 11 and a half sacks. He still got a lot of play in him. Now, the problem is, and I know y'all want to talk about the problem, is the money. Y'all don't want to pay T.J. Watt all this money like it's your money. first of all. Number two, the Steelers got dough to spend. They got it. Now, what I think they're doing is another thing, like I said about Aaron Rodgers. I ain't gonna lie. I didn't think Aaron Rodgers was. I thought they was done with him. I thought they was just keeping it in the news to keep the Steelers being talked about. Once again, the Steelers is at the top of the news with T.J. Watt, and maybe they just stretching this thing out. Because at the end of the day, they gonna pay the man. Or maybe T.J. Watt is the one stretching this out because he wants to see when Michael Parsons gets paid first. He wants to see what Trey Hendrickson gets paid first. Because T.J. Watt, they've been saying that he wants to be on top of the pay scale. And he definitely deserves it. Don't nobody make key plays at key times like T.J. Watt has over the years. And I go back to him being 31. Well, you ain't paying T.J. Watt for what he's about to do. You got to pay T.J. Watt for what he's already did and the potential of it still being there. You got to do it. You have no choice. Anybody that thinks T.J. Watt not on his team is going to make this a better team is ridiculous. If you're a Steeler fan, do you really want to win? Now, if you just an NFL fan and you're looking at the T.J. Watt situation, I'm not paying an old man 30, all that money, 31 years old. I get you. But as a Steeler fan, there ain't no way you shouldn't want T.J. Watt on this motherfucking team. No matter how much you got to pay. You owe the dude the money. Once again, ain't nobody making plays like T.J. Watt, bro. Ain't nobody strip sacking the quarterback, running the shit back himself, making interceptions at the line of scrimmage, just jumping up, snagging that shit. No. T.J. Watt off that team, that defense goes from a top 5 defense to maybe under, you know what I'm saying, less than the top 15. They go way back. Y'all want to blame T.J. Watt for not making no plays, and the motherfuckers getting triple teamed. Once they figured that shit out, they like, nah, ain't nobody else gonna do shit. Then we'll triple team him and see if y'all got some nuts, the rest of y'all. So they chin checked him, but it wasn't fucking T.J. Watt's fault. When was the last time you blamed the outside linebacker for your team getting ran on in the 3-4? What the fuck he got to do with it? He make more plays in the run game than the outside linebacker should. So nah, I ain't trying to hear that about T.J. Watt. T.J. Watt is well needed. You trade T.J. Watt, you motherfucking crazy, Pittsburgh Steelers, talking to that organization. I don't even think they thinking that. I don't know what the holdup is. There's always a holdup like this and then they pay somebody. That's cool. But maybe they think he's going to crack. But there's no reason for T.J. Watt to be in a rush anyway, man. T.J. Watt don't, the older you get, the more rest you need. As long as he's at home getting his stretch on, getting his workout on, which I'm sure he is, it's all good. But yeah, get a lot of trade talk. Now let's hear what Jerry Dulac got to say about my man T.J. Watt, because he's going to talk about how what the conflict is, man. It's the numbers, man. It's a numbers game, and the Steelers don't want to lose this financial number game, but they're going to have to. But you got to take the gamble, man. You might win it. You win the Super Bowl in the next 2 years. It don't matter what you pay the man down the line. So let's listen to Jerry Dulac.
I'm T.J. Watt.
Oh, what happened? Shady.
I'm T.J. Watt.
Jalen Ramsey is brought on.
They keep skipping it.
I'm T.J. Watt.
If you coming from a place like what?
Hold on.
TJ Watt.
Not trying to be disrespectful, but at what point were you like, okay, we're not going to be able to pull this one out?
Hey, when I do that, when I create a link, man, I don't want to save it. Let me see if I saved it somewhere. But anyway, Jerry Dulac breaks down how basically the Steelers don't want to pay him give him that 5-year contract, because that's what you got to do to give him that money that he really wants. Or 4-year contract, I would say. They say he's going to be 35, and they really thinking that might be impossible for him to sustain his worth over all that time, which may be true. But once again, like I said at the beginning, you paying TJ Watt for what he's did already. You talking about a man that is Defensive Player of the Year, got robbed from another Defensive Player of the Year, is your career sack leader for your team, gets turnovers like crazy when you need them. So what are we even talking about here, man? You got a guy that you need, they need to triple team, and he's lined, he don't even move around, he's lined up on the same side every time? Nah, dog, I'm definitely a TJ Watt fan. TJ Watt fan right here in motherfucking Pittsburgh. Don't let that go. All right, so Omar Khan need to get on that, and we're going to switch it up real quick, man. Call into the show, hit the like button, man, 412-407-2744. You know what I'm saying? Or leave something in the comments. We're going to move on to Omar Khan, who just got a 3-year extension. We're going to talk about, is it really worth it? But the team announced Thursday that General Manager Omar Khan signed a new 3-year contract that will keep him with the Steelers through the least 2028 season. Khan has been with the organization since 2001, starting as a football administration coordinator. He later moved up to Director of Football Administration, then Vice President of Football Business Administration in 2022. Okay, so Omar Khan gets his 3-year extension. My question to y'all is he worth it? Is he worth it? Now, the reason I read those details is because it's to make sure that you know, which I already knew, that he has been with this organization for a while already. He's been making maybe smaller decisions than he's making now, but he's been making some decisions. He's been in the front office. There's a reason they promoted him. I'm sure, you get promoted, that means you've been involved with talk. People come to you and, hey, what do you think? And obviously you've been giving up good advice. But ever since Omar Khan's been the Steelers GM, we have taken a very different approach. So the Roonies have given him his freedom to do what he feels he needs to do. Now, it could be the times. Maybe the Roonies are just realizing at the same time that we need to do this to compete with other teams. But it really just started when Omar Khan came on. But are all the moves that Omar Khan has made, have they all been legit? Or are they all extension worthy? I don't know about that. I know we better get TJ Watt signed. I don't know if everybody's a fan of Minka Fitzpatrick getting out of town for an older Jalen Ramsey and a tight end who a lot of people feel like we didn't need. So I know people that ain't fans of that either. I know people that ain't fans of Patrick Queen, and he's getting paid a lot of money. He didn't play well last year. I know he brought in Russell Wilson and everybody and Justin Fields at the same time, and everybody said he was cooking. That didn't work. So is Omar Khan really worth the 3-year extension? One thing I do know is, though, about the Steelers, they will give you a lot of chances to do your thing. He's built a team on paper that you can have pride in, but they're getting the same results pretty much. So this year is pivotal. Even though he's got his 3-year extension, this year is still pivotal for the way we look at Omar Khan. Besides his contract, the GMs can definitely get fired. I'm doubting if they getting fully guaranteed contracts. And if they are, I don't know if they getting paid that much where a team is really worried about it. But Omar Khan's been around for a while. So I don't still see the Steelers giving up on him quick, but as far as his perception in the media, they love to give him the props when he's, got people signing the ink with big names, like a DK Metcalf. But when the production ain't there on the field, when we don't see the things going right, it's Mike Tomlin's fault. Now, yeah, it is Mike Tomlin's job to make dinner with the groceries that Omar Khan buys. But we got to make sure Omar Khan is getting quality groceries. You know what I'm saying? Making sure he ain't buying great value. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we assume DK Metcalf ain't great value, but we don't watch DK Metcalf every week. We assume he's a better receiver than George Pickens, but we'll see. We assume that Aaron Rodgers can do it again at the age of 41, and that was a Jets thing, and that wasn't Aaron Rodgers. We shall see. We'll let Micah Fitzpatrick go, who was a fan favorite for a tight end who had really one good season, and Jalen Ramsey, who's older than him. We shall see if that's a good move, Omar Khan. So, look, man, if these things don't work out and players ain't playing well, make sure y'all blame it on the right person. Make sure y'all blame it on the right person. That's all I'm going to say on that Omar Khan thing, you know what I mean? Up next, man, let's stick to some football, man. Vontaze Burfict, man. Y'all remember Vontaze Burfict used to play for the Cincinnati Bengals, man. He finally comes out and admits something that he ain't really have to admit. Former Bengal Vontaze Burfict admits he played dirty against the Steelers. And that's what I mean. You didn't really have to admit that, like we didn't motherfucking know that already about Vontaze Burfict. Come on, dog. That ain't no mystery. But anyway, he goes on to say there might be, at least the article goes out to say, there might be no player more hated when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers than their fans than former Cincinnati Bengals linebacker Vontaze Burfict. That might be true. We'll see. Burfict played in the Bengals for 8 seasons. Every time he took the field for the Steelers, against the Steelers, everyone knew at some point during the game, Burfict would go out of his way and make a dirty play, right? Bengals fans have wanted to argue this for years, but aside from the video proof, now we have Burfict himself admitting that was his plan all along. All right, according to Burfict, Pittsburgh was the only team he made a point to hit people after the play. He can't confirm that it never happened to other teams, but Burfict's reputation with the Steelers was clear. Maybe the most famous was during the 2015 playoffs when Burfict went helmet to helmet on wide receiver Antonio Brown. Not only did it result in a personal foul and suspension, but it also kept the Steelers' drive alive and allowed them to beat the Bengals with a Chris Boswell field goal. All right, man, y'all all remember that game. We still blaming Vontaze Burfict for giving Antonio Brown CTE. I don't believe that. He been had that, but there's a lot, I would say a good 60% of the Steelers fans think that Vontaze Burfict is the one that gave your boy CTE and got him nuts right now, still hiding out in the back. I ain't heard nothing about Antonio Brown yet on that situation. But yeah, Vontaze Burfict admits it, man, but how mad can you be at him, man? Some of Burfict's animosity towards the Steelers comes from the Bengals' struggles during his time in Cincinnati. The Steelers went 14-3 against the Bengals from 2012 to 2018. Shit, I'd be mad at the motherfucker too if I had a team dominating me at the rate of 14-3 over my career with that team. And they're rivals too. Well, that ain't much of a rival Vontaze Burfict. You need to be mad at yourself. You need to play dirty with yourself because it's your fault that they dominated you all that goddamn time. Don't play dirty, goddammit. Nah, fucking win. Win the game. But yeah, I thought that was wild out of Vontaze Burfict. I don't know what he's up to these days, but he's out here wilding, all right? All right, man. I'm going to go to halftime real quick. And up next, man, we still got some more Stiller talk. We're going to get into more of if this was a blockbuster trade or a buster trade. And we also got some other still sports-related shit to go through. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, stay tuned, man. It's halftime. And I'll be right back. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. It ain't over till it's over. Pull back, run you over. It's the halftime show. We need a turnover. Pick 6. It's your boy Filthy Rich. Turn me up in this bitch. Hit the like button. That's the right button. Call in to the show if you know something, but you probably know nothing. Not my fault that you're playing for the wrong team, wrong scheme. Strike you out like Paul schemes. It was all a drink and never gon' win a thing. Nah. Yeah, you know what it is. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. I'll be right back. It's halftime. It's halftime. It ain't over yet. Ow, yeah, it's halftime, baby. You know what it is. It's the underground. Back at you with some sports. Like I said, we get into this trade. A couple other things I seen in the news and around here, you know what I'm saying? Let's talk about it. Yeah. All right, man, let's talk about some more Pittsburgh stuff here. Let's switch it up to hockey real quick, though, to start off after halftime. Hey, Pittsburgh big dog, salute to the underground. Appreciate it, baby. What's up with you? You know what I'm saying? We're going to get some hockey real quick because the hockey draft snuck in there on us, you know what I mean? And the Penguins picked up something interesting, man. His name is Bill Zonin, if I'm saying it correctly. Born up in Quebec, Canada. Yeah, this is his, got drafted in the first round by the Steelers. A brother, by the way. See if I can find a story here real quick. But yeah, Bill Zanin. I wish I had a picture of him. Penn's got a black man. Yeah, they do, man. And he's not even I thought, you know, back in the day we had the black dude though, during the Stanley Cups. Can't remember his name at all, but I'm bad with names, but I know somebody will remember him. But a couple of them Stanley Cup years, we had a brother on the defensive side, but Yeah, this dude's a right winger too, man. This dude's a right winger. So let me see if I can get some information on him. 6'2", 187 pounds, position right wing, shoots with his left hand, and 22nd overall pick for the Penguins. 18 years old from Montreal, Quebec. Now he says PK Subban was his idol, and you know that's the guy y'all looked up to. How PK Subban inspired Penguins number 22 pick Bill Zanin hockey dream. All right, athletes are public figures who have the ability to serve as role models and former NFL defensemen. And like I said, usually your brother be a defenseman. PK Subban has apparently inspired one of the newest members of the Pittsburgh Penguins. All right. It says ESPN recently reported that Penguins drafted course forward Bill Zanin, which was inspired by Subban. This kid got into hockey watching PK Subban play for the Montreal Canadiens, Kaplan said. He asked his parents, "Can I play?" So hey, there you go, man. Yeah, our boy Bill, what is it? Bill Zanin? I keep saying it wrong. Yeah, no, Zanin with a Z. So looking like a cool name, Bill Zanin. I like it, man. I like it. I may have to get into hockey. Pens just had black bruisers in the past, right? That's what most hockey teams got. You see a black dude skating up there, he's usually out there to just fuck somebody up. Let's not make it. But PK Subban was that dude. And they was winning. So that's what made PK Subban so famous, you know. But he was that dude. Some of them defensemen know how to get on the offense too. And, you know, that's what makes you a great defenseman. And I could have swore when I seen that, I said, hey, he's got to be a defenseman. Nah. Said play the same position as Malkin, bruh. Forward. I was very surprised about that. So, yeah, I had to get that out there. Another story, man, I want to get out there before I get into the Stiller trade and just give y'all my opinion on that. Maxwell Harrison from the Bills, their first-round pick, accused of sexual assault, man. Damn, let's get into the story real quick. I hate to hear these stories. But a Ohio woman has sued Buffalo Bills first-round draft pick Maxwell Harrison, accusing him of sexually assaulting her in 2021 when they both attended the University of Kentucky. According to the lawsuit filed Tuesday, this was earlier this week, Harrison met a woman who identified herself as Rebecca Hendricks in early 2021 when they were living in the same dorm. That March, the lawsuit alleges Harrison went to Hendricks' room without being invited and followed her into her room after she declined to hang out with him. After Hendricks expressed her non-interest in engaging in sexual intercourse with him several times, Harrison forcefully removed her pajama shorts and sexually assaulted her. Man. Harrison, who has not been charged with the crime, and his agent didn't immediately respond to the message-seeking comment Wednesday. A spokesperson for the Bills declined to comment, referring to the general manager Brandon Beane's comment in April after the team selected Harrison with the 30th pick in the NFL draft. At the time, Beane said that the team fully investigated an allegation of sexual assault from 2021, that Harrison was an impeccable kid and doesn't seem to be anything there. Okay, so the Bills knew. That's what that story tells me. The Bills knew about it already. Man, that's BS, be lying. Yeah, these B's be lying here nowadays. That's why Who the Goat says, what's up, Who the Goat? Yeah, they definitely be lying, man. And it goes all the way back to 2021. And that's the shit I be hating, man. Somebody did something to you. You know what I mean? Come on now. You know, some of this stuff do sound far-fetched. You got a dude that, you know, got fame and fortune in college, and he got to do that. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes it do seem like a lie, man, because we all guys and we know how it works. You know what I mean? The more popular you are, the more you're going to get. Why are you reaching? They create, you know, they make these dudes monsters, and then it don't be criminal. It just be for the bread right before the season start. She know he's about to get a check now, so does she wait the whole time to see if he make it to the NFL to strike. And that's what my man Who the Goat saying. That's why they be lying. Because they might just be trying to catch a bag. Now, we all got daughters, we all got moms, we all got sisters. Nobody wants nobody getting raped. Come on now, we ain't talking like that. But men lie, women lie. Men lie, women lie. So yeah, man. Don't think a woman won't lie on you sexually for the come up. Please don't. Please don't. Another thing I heard about my Pittsburgh Steelers, though, to switch it up. Hey, man, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. That the Steelers is only favored in 6 games this year. Out of a 17-week schedule. But I'm trying to look it up, too. Let me just look it up first before I start running my mouth and try to type at the same time. But anyway, this is accurate. It says the Pittsburgh Steelers are currently favored in only 6 of the 17 regular season games in 2025. All right, so here we go to 6 games. Week 1 versus the Jets, favored, -3. Week 2 versus the Seahawks, .5. Week 6 against the Cleveland Browns. Week 9 versus the Colts. Here go the Steelers schedule right here too. Week 15 versus the Dolphins. And week 17 versus the Cleveland Browns again. 6 games. Let's see if this is accurate. I mean, damn. New England's favorite. They're at home, and we ain't. The Minnesota, they don't want to hear that shit, even though they got a rookie quarterback. Neither Bengal game. Of course, neither Raven game. But the Bengals didn't make the playoffs last year. We beat them once. Aaron Rodgers make us a worse team? I don't think so. What about the Bears? They got the Bears beating us? Chargers? That's just automatic? I can see the Lions, Bills. I get that. 6 out of 17, that's brutal. That's brutal. So a lot of disrespect floating around for my Pittsburgh Steelers, man. And maybe they looking at them like they some busters. They trade TJ Watt. We really going to be some busters. Who the GOAT? I know you don't feel the same way. You ready to get rid of them. We had that conversation. But this side, we'll get back into me and you later on that. But Pittsburgh Big Dog says, I'll win money again. Tomlin teams always win 9 and 10 games. Yeah, right. 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 So that really don't make no sense to me. But getting back to the trade, is it a buster trade or not? I really don't think so. Okay. Minkah, the deal is with Minkah Fitzpatrick. I feel like the Steelers was thinking this, okay? Good player, Minkah Fitzpatrick, no doubt. No doubt. I know the Steelers know that. They wouldn't have traded for him the first time like they did and gave away what they gave away if they didn't think Minkah Fitzpatrick was a good and great player, all right? And is he younger than Jalen Ramsey? Yes, but the position that defensive coordinator had Minkah Fitzpatrick playing in, which the Steelers have had other, safeties in that position, but it wasn't allowing him to make splash plays. So I don't think the Steelers were knocking Minkah Fitzpatrick saying that you ain't playing well, you got to go, you're on the trade block. It was more of, we could probably pay somebody less to do the same thing, which made him eligible to be trade bait. Now, we all know they've been looking for a tight end, and especially Jonnu Smith. I ain't even going to say they was looking for a tight end. They specifically were searching or scheming on Jonnu Smith. He's related to the offensive coordinator. He's had some good seasons, not like he had in Miami, so that's a different subject. But he's had some good seasons under this coordinator. Who's looking for another tight end anyway, a better tight end, an upgrade from the other guys we had last year other than Freiermuth. Because you really didn't have much after that. You had Mount Washington, you had, which is good, but there's something ain't there with Mount Washington, all right? Something they don't like. It's hard for us to put a finger on it. We not there at practice every day. We not there at training camp. We don't see the mistakes made by him. Is he a great blocker? Yeah, we see that. I think he's going to make the team still. But not because he's a receiving threat. Okay? He's probably going to make the team because Jonnu Smith is not a blocker. So now and Freiermuth's not a blocker. So you need one blocker. So by default, he's going to make the team. You just don't get rid of nobody that fucking big. That would be a mistake. And that's why a lot of people think he's trade bait, because coaches are definitely thinking, I can do something with that. Yeah. So Pittsburgh Big Dog says Arthur Smith got a lot of pull with Tomlin. He got to quite a few former players. Yeah, and I would say he got it a lot of clout with Omar Khan too. He got a lot of clout with Omar Khan because Omar Khan's the one pulling the trigger. Pittsburgh Big Dog also says Connor Hayward days are numbered, and that's possible. Jonnu Smith is that same type of guy. But we also got to remember what Connor Hayward does on special teams, and he's still the fourth guy. Last year we carried 4 tight ends. So who's going to be the fourth tight end this year if it ain't Connor Hayward? That's why I think Connor Hayward still might make this team. It's going to be Connor Hayward. He'll be Jonnu Smith's backup. It's going to be Mount Washington. He'll be Freiermuth's backup. And we're going to use a third guy in that H-back situation. It's going to be Jonnu Smith sometimes, and the third guy when it's time to block on the goal line or when we need a first down. But you got to throw the ball to Mount Washington at some point. You can't be that predictable and keep only putting Mount Washington in the game when we're running the ball. That's too predictable. That's the shit we was doing last year, and you wonder why you can't complete passes when it's time to. Because everybody can see the shit coming. Wonder why you can't get a first down when it's time to. Because everybody can see the shit coming. So that's my problem. But by the way, not the players in that situation, a lot of that was coaching right there. A lot of that was coaching. So I think Jonnu Smith can definitely help this team. But when it goes back to the trade and Minkah getting out of town, because I got off subject a little bit, talk about the tight end play in Arthur Smith. When it comes back to the trade, I don't think, everybody's looking at it like it was a one-for-one trade, Jalen Ramsey for Minkah Fitzpatrick. That is not what happened. To me, in my eyes, and I got some proof to kind of back it up, that's not what happened. All right? So, to me, what happened is Steelers were focused on Jonnu Smith. That's where I was at before I started talking about tight ends. Steelers were focused on Jonnu Smith trying to get him to town. And it was talks for weeks. So, they was talking back and forth. What could we do? What could we do? I think Minkah Fitzpatrick was offered for Jonnu Smith. Because once again, they had Thornhill and says, hey, we could pay a guy a lot cheaper just to play center field. Like they did Ryan Clark. Like they did Chris Hope. We could pay a guy a lot less money to play center field and get no interceptions and just make a solid, clean tackle. So if we ship him out for more offense, which we really need, we really want to help Aaron Rodgers out because he's an older guy. He needs weapons. He needs to make this thing work. We need to help our defense and keep them off the field. Let's get some offense. But at the same time, it was a good thing that we're reaching out to Miami because they wanted to get rid of Jalen Ramsey. Okay? They wanted to get rid of Jalen Ramsey. And if you don't believe me, I don't know this cat's name, but listen to this insider on Pac-Man, Pac-Man that played for Tennessee on his podcast, man. Check this out. Hold up. One on my shit. Work. We try it one more time. It's the second one I tried to do, and it's fucking up on me.
He was a boy genius. They called him McGenius. Health is a factor. They fade at the end of the seasons. They don't.
All right, let me go back to the beginning.
What the hell is going on, bro?
Here's the thing. Jalen Ramsey was not going to be part of the Miami Dolphins. There was a rift going on with him and Mike McDaniel. I'm going to speak to you, Pat, because it's you. Yeah. Jalen's a mercenary and Jalen's a bully. And Jalen has been bullying the organization for quite a while. And they basically got to the point where they was like, yeah, we're not going to tolerate this no more. And Jalen was like, all right, well, move me.
Oh, my God.
I think Mike Tomlin's probably the only coach in the NFL that he might not be able to bully.
Don't blink. If you're a blinker, cut your eyelids off. This is not going to be for the faint of heart.
When everybody was healthy, Mike McDaniel was like, oh, this is the genius, the nerd genius.
Yeah, absolutely. He was the genius. He was boy genius. They called him McGenius. Health is a factor. They fade at the end of the seasons. They don't play well in cold weather. They're not a tough team. You have to do things to change the identity of the team. And they have to become mentally and physically tougher.
It is hot. Isn't this hot?
All right, so that's an insider on Pac-Man's show saying that Jalen Ramsey's a bully. He's down there bullying all the coaches, and they just got riffs all over the place. They just wasn't feeling Jalen Ramsey and his personality. Said he was showing up late to practice. Everybody's stretching. He's just walking in the door. So he was on the trade block for way longer. Jonnu Smith wasn't even on the trade block. So the Steelers wanted him, though, because he's Arthur Smith's boy. But the Steelers said, hey, we'll take Jalen Ramsey off your hands. Or it could have been like, look, you could have Jonnu Smith, but take Jalen Ramsey off his hands. We paid him too much money. We don't like the motherfucker, and he said he went out of town. So if you can handle him, we'll give you Jonnu Smith as long as you take Jalen Ramsey. So that's why I'm saying I don't think it was a swap Jalen Ramsey for Minkah Fitzpatrick the way everybody's looking at it, because they possibly might be playing the same position. They're talking about Jalen Ramsey moving to safety, which I don't want the Steelers to do. I mean, I ain't going to be mad, but that's not what I would do. But what I'm trying to say is, it's not a swap. It was Minkah for Jonnu Smith. And Jalen Ramsey was part of the settlement. Because they got a 7th round pick, and we got a 5th round pick. Is Tyreek Hill going to try to bully McDaniels to get out? He might. But I like McDaniels personally. If I was on that team, I could see a defender bullying him. But an offensive guy, that's where you want to be. McDaniels got an offense that is clearly unique. And it works. As long as Tua's in there, it works. Can Tua keep, his brain fit and stay on the field? I think that's going to be the make it or break it for McDaniels. But that offense is unique. All the screen passes they threw to Jonnu and stuff like that. And that's what I was saying. Like, he got the best out of Jonnu Smith. Arthur Smith did not. Hollywood Hill in the house, PA, the basement, TV, Pittsburgh, PA. Yo, what's up with you, baby? What's up with you? How you doing tonight? Yeah, we in here talking about these Steelers, man, and this trade. I want to know, you new around here, Hollywood Hill. You think it was a blockbuster trade or a buster trade? I definitely think it was Jonnu Smith for Minkah Fitzpatrick, though. That's just how I see it. That's how I see it. And, we basically took the leftovers for Jalen Ramsey and said maybe we could deal with it. You heard in the clip, dude said Mike Tomlin's the only one that can deal with it. I don't know about that. Mike Tomlin's the only one that can keep it under wraps and not let the whole world know. We know Mike Tomlin been taking some bullshit behind the scenes, but just nobody knows until it's over. Till his brain is cooked. He gotta have early CTE. He should retire. I thought that last year when he took that hit, man. That hit was brutal. That hit was brutal. Great trade, Hollywood Hill says. That's what's up. That's what's up. I think it's a good trade. I think we need offense more than we need a safety just to play center field. As much as we all like Mika, you know, we Pittsburgh fans, we get attached. And we was used to Mika being back there. But at the end of the day, you know, one interception ain't going to do it. And you can pay somebody a lot less to get one interception and make the short tackle. We just got to make sure that guy is going to make that short tackle like Mika was, because Mika was making them tackles, man. Except for that video you kept showing Pittsburgh Big Dog on your show, you know what I'm saying? Like that Derrick Henry one, but he still made that tackle. If you go back and look at that stiff arm from Derrick Henry that he gave Mika in the playoffs, Mika still made that tackle. And I know 26 jumped on top of him and, you know, finished the tackle off, but he was going to the ground already. Mika made sure he tripped him up at least. You're going to get ran over, at least, you know, slow the dude down. So Mika was a good player, man. But Jalen Ramsey can tackle too. But we shall see, man. We shall see. I do like the trade. We got to use both of these players right, though. We got to make sure we got Ramsey in the slot every now and then, blitzing the quarterback, because he loves that shit. And we need that back in the Steelers defense. Because we can't be fucking triple teaming TJ Watt and that's it. And also, Jonnu Smith, you got to use him correctly. If you don't throw him, he's more like a true H-back. And that's why Pittsburgh Big Dog is saying that, you know, Connor Hayward might be, his days might be numbered, because Jonnu Smith is a better H-back than him. 6'3", 250, 248, that's running back size. That's Derrick Henry type size. When he get the ball, he turns into a running back. They throw him a lot of screens, and he runs it like a running back. He reads the blocks very well. But if you want to go back and watch his highlight film, you see a lot of those little cheap 1-yard passes, man, or behind the line of scrimmage, and he's getting it all himself. So you got to have those plays in there. As I said it earlier, Arthur Smith did not get what McDaniels got out of Jonnu Smith. All right, a couple more comments. Pittsburgh Big Dog, he ain't make a tackle. He was on his back. Nah, man, he tripped him up. Yeah, Jackson jumped on top of it when it was over, man. I mean, he was stumbling to the ground already, man. Go watch it. But Hollywood Hill says Mika might have the Lamar Woodley syndrome after getting paid. Okay, so Lamar Woodley kind of fell off after he got that big paycheck. Mika, yeah, could have, but I think he was just playing that. He was playing center field, man, and it's tough. It's real tough to get interceptions playing that deep third role unless the quarterback throw it straight to you. You know what I'm saying? That's the quarterback, because that's a lot of field to cover. Best thing you can make is just make the tackle if the guy catch the ball, bat the ball down, but that's tough. It's tough to have that type of range, man. All right, Mika lost his heart when he injured Nick Chubb. He did fuck him up, didn't he? Nick Chubb he ain't really been back yet. What y'all think about Nick Chubb, though, going to the Texans, man? They got two guys from our conference, and Nick Chubb and what's the other running back's name? Played for the Bengals. No, I'm sloppy with the names. But anyway, yeah, they got them two in the backfield. I think that's going to work. Joe Mixon. So see, they both getting a little bit over the hill, but we'll see. Joe Mixon had a good year last year, and Nick Chubb, for coming off that injury, he had to start slow. But he looking all right. He looked all right last year to me. Looked like he was trying to get back used to the game. So see what the Texans look like this year with that move. I'm definitely excited about this season. I gotta say, Omar Khan know how to get you excited for a football season. Ever since he's been the GM, we've been hella excited before the season starts. But we've been doing the same thing. Going, winning 9 games, 10 games, making the playoffs, and losing. We need to bust that up. We need a playoff win bad, man. It's just going to feel good. Texans need more wide receiver weapons, and O-line kind of shaky last year. Yeah, definitely shaky last year. They gave up the most sacks. Your boy was getting harassed. They had injuries problems, though, man. I don't know if he really knew who he wanted to throw the ball to because he had big-time injury problems last year. Tank Dell went out, for the rest of the season. The other wide receiver was hurt for about 5 weeks. So, yeah, they had some problems there, but they still made the playoffs. Texans is a good team. Got a defensive-minded coach. Kind of reminded me of Mike Tomlin, brother. They should be dominating that division again. Colts, Jaguars. Jaguars might have something to say this year. I got some faith in the Jaguars. Would you trade T.J. Watt for a number 1 receiver and a second-round pick? Ooh, Hollywood Hill, good question, because that's a lot. Is anybody going to do that? I'll answer that. Nah, I don't think so, but would I? Woo! It's a tough question only because you got old-ass Aaron Rodgers saying that he's going to be only playing for this is his last year. So, you got a number 1 receiver in DK Metcalf. Then you go get another number 1 receiver, but you ain't got a quarterback. So maybe I will be reluctant to do that at this point because I think T.J. Watt changes that whole defense. When he's in the game, we win games. When he's out, we lose them all, dog. I think we won 1 game without T.J. Watt. And we lost like 10, 11 or something like that. And when they triple team him, we lose. So it's like, we definitely need this cat. So no, I don't think I would trade him for a number 1 receiver, to answer your question. I'm going to rely on my other receivers to step up and be number 2s. We done paid DK Metcalf a lot of money. Would I take Chris Olave? Yeah, I'll take Chris Olave, but I'm not trading him for TJ Watt. I'll give you a second-round pick for Chris Olave right now. I'll do that, but not TJ Watt. How many playoff games won with Watt? 0, but he's an outside linebacker. Very true, Hollywood Hill. You could definitely take that second-round pick and get your quarterback for next year. You could, but it's still up in the air. Even when you pick the guy, he could be a bust. You know what you got out of T.J. Watt. He could be a bust. We picked the first-round quarterback and Kenny Pickett, trash. We got lucky. We got straight with Ben, the last first-round quarterback. So we 50% at that. It's a coin toss here in Pittsburgh. But back to how many playoff games won with Watt. I feel you, Pittsburgh, big dog. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. But, dog, look at the man. You can't say it's his fault. You going to blame the 0 playoff wins on T.J. Watt? Who got you to the playoffs? Yes, sir, Pittsburgh Big Dog. I had some of that coming up too, man. Pittsburgh Big Dog says, I think QB draft in 2026 is overrated. It definitely could be. Because they already trying to give Arch Manning the Heisman. They ain't played a motherfucking whole game yet. How's that? Some people say he couldn't even start over Quinn Ewers. I kind of think they was letting it marinate. But I seen him get in a couple games, and he wasn't like automatically bam, 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 you know what I'm saying? But you do got to prepare for the game. You can't be the backup coming up cold off the bench. I can respect that. He's definitely mobile. We know he know where to throw the ball to, but just to give him the Heisman already, Who else they talking about? Lavarius, what's his last name? Sanders, I think, from South Carolina. He's another quarterback. But other than that, I'm not very impressed. I do like the Kansas State quarterback. Let me find out who he is. Cause I can't think of his name. Kansas State Wildcats quarterback. Is that him? Yep. Mixed dude. Avery Johnson. Yeah, Avery Johnson's nice, man. He's somebody that's going to slip up in there and ain't nobody going to be feeling Watt to Philly. Hey, Hollywood, I'm feeling you. A.J. Brown in the second round pick to Philly. Hey, now you making it. Now you're making it interesting. Now you're making it interesting. You making T.J. Watt sound real old when you talking about giving us A.J. Brown. Pittsburgh Big Dog says, how many stats did Watt have in the playoff game last year? He was triple teamed. 0 tackles, 0 sacks, and then they told him to go after Derrick Henry. And Lamar Jackson's too smart for that, man. He was just pulling that thing out of there. I'm out. T.J. Watt, when we shut them boys down, he was always going for the quarterback. I really can't understand what the defensive coordinator was thinking, what Mike Tomlin was thinking, when all of a sudden, let's just leave the quarterback go. You never let the quarterback go because the quarterback got two options, bruh. He could run or pass. So you just never ignore the quarterback in a read option situation. You never do that. And that was the demise in that game. I had arguments with people all that week about, he's so dangerous, Derrick Henry's so dangerous. Man, fuck that shit. That's the middle linebacker's problems, not the outside linebacker. That's how you know they ain't had no faith in Patrick Queen or any other middle linebacker. That's the Steelers' problem right now, not T.J. Watt. The middle linebackers ain't shit. That goes back to what I'm saying about Omar Corner, who he's bringing in here. But yeah, dog, no. We're not going to blame that on T.J. Watt because they told him to do it and he did it. He's crashing down on Derrick Henry and Lamar's like, thank you. That was a bad plan. I ain't never seen the Steelers do that before to Lamar Jackson. And when they finally did it, that shit ain't work. And then in the fourth quarter, they tried to switch it up. Derrick Henry pounded them the fuck out. So you didn't even stop that. All right, Hollywood Hill. I said, I tried to pair A.J. Brown with DK Metcalf. Yeah, I go back to their college days. I feel you on that. That's wild how they didn't do that in college, but, they both dope in the league, and A.J. Brown got him a Super Bowl already. Pittsburgh Big Dog, Drew Aller is trash, but they keep pushing him up there. Oh, yeah. On the, Drew Aller. I seen that lately. Drew Aller from Penn State talking about he's going to be Shedeur Sanders' replacement already. You hear about that, Pittsburgh Dog, that Big Dog? That's crazy. I don't know about trash, but, he don't excite me either. Like, what? You ain't even win no championship like Will Howard did. I'll put Will Howard over you right now. I'm not getting that. Also, Pittsburgh Big Dog says definitely would take A.J. Brown and pick for Watt. Yeah, you got to take that deal, man. He got real long in the tooth as soon as you said A.J. Brown and a second round pick. I think Philly would be fucking crazy, especially with all the defense they got already. I could see them wanting T.J. Watt. Where else can I see T.J. Watt going to? Let's think. I heard a little bit of Arizona talk. Arizona will be spending a lot of money to probably not do nothing if Kyler Murray just don't play right. Where else would he be a good fit? Go somewhere. I think if he would go somewhere, he's trying to win a Super Bowl, or is he might just be interested in the money. But if you're gonna pay the man, you gotta be you gotta be a team that's thinking about winning. I don't know if anybody did. But they say they got a lot of people calling for T.J. Watt. A lot of teams. Philly's probably one of them. Because they got an aggressive GM. I'm just trying to think off the top of the dome, who should be that interested. I ain't sure. TJ Watt, 31 years old. That's tough, man. But let's switch it up to some college real quick. My man, Felix Ojo. Hit the like button, y'all, man. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around here. But yeah, Felix Ojo, my man right here, going to Texas Tech. Freshman. NFL, they saying that Felix Ojo signed a 3-year, $5.1 million contract to play for Texas Tech, right? And only, they saying that 2025 NFL minimum contract is $840,000, man. These freshmen out here is making big bucks, $5.1 million, man. And we never even heard of this dude, man. I can't even tell you what position he played. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't even looked that deep. Let's figure it out. I just heard them numbers. It was like, oh shit. Felix Ojo last 5.1 offensive tackle. Whew. Yeah, you need that. Ooh, Washington. Yeah, what now? That's good shit, Pittsburgh big dog. Washington definitely needs what? They are on the cusp. Went to the NFC Championship last year. They need to beat Philly. They need to get Jalen Hurts on the ground. And Pittsburgh big dog, I know you're a big fan of that NIL money. Get that cheese. He's making more as a freshman in college. So, all right, $5.1 million over 3 years. That's what they said, right? 3 years? I can't see it like y'all can see it on there. I got to go back to my photo. Yeah, over 3 years. That's what, about 1.6, 1.7 million? He's making more than the rookie. Some rookies. The minimum rookie contract is $840,000. So yeah, dog, get that NIL money, stay in school. They got a real reason to stay in school now, man. They used to tell us to stay in school. We was like, man, stay in school, hell no. Get up out of here as soon as I can. But $5.1 million is make you stay in school. You crazy to go to the league. You got all the girls right there. They catering to you. You ain't got to buy no clothes. You got Texas Tech sweatpants and all that good shit. They give it away. Nikes and Jordan cleats and all that shit. I ain't going nowhere. Get my motherfucking NIL money. Hollywood Hill said, got a point, bro. And then we let out our only thumper go when they resign Roberts. Yep. I hope Holcomb can return to form. You're right. Just return, bruh. Return is something. Holcomb was definitely balling a little bit when he was there. You know what I'm saying? Roberts was the thumper. He's gone. Now you got, Patrick McQueen tiptoeing in there. What it's going to do? Derrick Henry, he ain't trying to lose. Derrick Henry ain't falling off no time soon. He too much in shape. But as long as he got the threat of Lamar Jackson pulling it out, he's dangerous. Somebody got to step up at middle linebacker, man. Hopefully Holcomb could do it. Last show I talked about an article I seen about Patrick Queen, who was saying how much he loved the team and, he's glad he's here and I didn't play well last year. I got to step my game up. Yes, you do, sir. I'm glad you recognize it. Yes, you do, sir. There's no way you ain't see that on film. Hollywood Hill says, don't be surprised if you see Jack Sawyer hit in the middle. Ooh. You think so? You think so? I think he's going to be the fourth outside linebacker, though. I think he's going to be that. That's what they think, keeping him on the edge. Wilson needs to step up, though. Wilson from NC State, who had a good rookie year. There you go. Peyton Wilson has a big upside. Don't sleep on him. Yep, I agree with you, Pittsburgh big dog. Took the words right out of my mouth, dog. Took the words right out of my mouth. Peyton Wilson need to step up. Patrick Queen need to play with we paying him for. And just stop tiptoeing, man. Get in the hole. Just like a running back got to hit the hole. Get in the hole. Stop sliding. Y'all seen it? Nah, Sawyer ain't moving to inside. I don't really see it either, Pittsburgh big dog. Stay out there with you, businessman, edge rushing. Hollywood Hill says again, I think they're going to put Sawyer everywhere like a wild animal. That can happen. Some packages here and there. But we got to get to those long third downs. We got to shut the run down. You don't get to them long third downs, you can't do those exotic packages that you wanna do. You can't even blitz Jalen Ramsey like I was talking about earlier. You got to get them in 3rd and 8, 9 distances that no offense wants to be in. No offense is great in that. Now, the better you are, yeah, some teams are better than others in 3rd and long and stuff like that, but most teams don't want to be 3rd and 9. 3rd and 10, of course, not. You know, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 4, 3rd and 6, that's comfortable. But anything past that, it gets a little risky. And the defense can, you know, do exotic things in those situations. So, yeah, the Steelers got to start getting back teams in those. When we were good on defense, that's what we used to do. We would shut the fucking run down and dare you to do some shit on 3rd down. That's when the Steelers was dope. And Mike Tomlin was the coach then. So he can get his mojo back, man. You got to get the right players in the right position and use them properly. You know what I mean? They always switching up coordinators with them. And Mike Tomlin seems like the type of guy that don't want to overstep not his boundaries. I don't want to say that like he ain't the head coach, but you know, you can when you try to over manage shit, that could be a negative too. We all got jobs, and when you don't want nobody micromanaging you, you know what I'm saying? And Mike Tomlin's probably the type of dude that don't want nobody micromanaging him, so he ain't going to do that shit to nobody else. He going to let him do his thing, and sometimes you try to make somebody else do somebody else's thing, somebody else be Dick LeBeau, that might not work for them. That might not work for their mental and how they thinking. So you try to let them do their thing. I think that's what Mike Tomlin got a lot of that in him. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to step on nobody's toes. A lot of people don't like that, though. Every coach ain't like Mike Tomlin. He's a player's coach. And I just don't go with the players. He's that type of person. That's his personality. He's from the Tony Dungy tree. Tony Dungy, you don't see him yelling and screaming on the sideline at referees and getting overhyped, you know, and about a play. He's on to the next play. Let's fix it. We already practiced, and I did all my screaming at practice. It's game day. You ain't gonna fix it today by screaming at somebody. So that's just his approach, you know? People like it. People hate it. It is what it is. At the end of the day, Mike Tomlin's a good coach. The proof is in the motherfucking pudding. You can't really say shit about his record. Me personally, everybody was wanted to tank. You can forget the tanking shit. That ain't happen. You don't go get Aaron Rodgers. The tank. You don't get Jonnu Smith and trade away Minka Fitzpatrick, the tank. So throw that shit out the window. Steelers ain't trying to tank, and they shouldn't be fucking trying to tank. And they shouldn't be trying to have no losing record. They got a coach that is never lost. You know how much clout that is? You know how much shit we're going to be talking in 20 years about that when Mike Tomlin's retired and in the Hall of Fame? Because at the end of the day, this shit's all for fun and games, man. You know what I'm saying? This is entertainment purposes. So, yeah, I want the fucking coach that we ain't never, you know what I'm saying? When we never lost the Super Bowl before we lost in Green Bay, we was talking that shit. Hey, when we go to the Super Bowl, I know we lost in Dallas. Before that, we was like, when we go to the Super Bowl, we win. Hollywood Hill says, does Patterson make the squad over Sermon? I'm going to say no, but there's a chance. And he got more than a slim chance because his, you know, he knows Arthur Smith. Arthur Smith's his guy. We already said, Pittsburgh Big Dog already said Arthur Smith's got a lot of pull with Mike Tomlin. And Sermon ain't like he's no monster, like he's been proven to do some things. Now, Sermon, what I will say is this. In those 3 preseason games, which I hate, I really think we need to go back to 4 preseason games. And that's another story. I'll break that down another day. But with these 3 minimal preseason games, Sermon is going to have to prove himself over Patterson because Patterson knows the playbook. He knows where he's supposed to be. And he's probably more versatile. Is he too old, though? That might be part of it. Let me see how old he is. Cordell Patterson, ooh, Nick, 34 years old. Man, Sermon, you better make the team over a 34-year-old dude. If not, you definitely don't deserve it. Definitely don't deserve it. But there's another running back I'm worried about. And it's just, not that I didn't like the guy coming out of college. Caleb Johnson, I'm talking about, Earth's 3rd round pick. That everybody's treating like a 1st round pick because Najee Harris was a 1st round pick, and he's basically been slotted to go into Najee Harris's position, at least in a lot of mental calculations by a lot of Steelers fans. I don't really think that's going to be the case. I think Jaylen Warren should get the nod. He deserves it. He's worthy. Injury prone, but definitely worthy. He's going to have to hit the gym. He looked a little heavy last year. Yeah, he did. Talking about, hold on, Hollywood Hill. You talking about Patterson or Sermon? But, yeah, I think Jaylen Warren should get the start. But everybody's, anointing Caleb Johnson of what he did in school. You just never know about a rookie running back. You never know what you're going to get out of him, man. I mean, there's been dudes that won the Heisman, they come into the league and they shit. So, don't tell me Caleb Johnson can't be a bust. Najee Harris, we had 4 straight 1,000-yard seasons. Nobody's done that in Steeler history. So, as much as we was mad at Najee for not being able to see the hole or jumping over somebody when he really should have ran a motherfucker over, he still was productive, more productive than any rookie in his first contract has ever did it for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yeah, Patterson was overweight, but he got in there, got jiggy a little bit last year. He jumped in there real quick. Like I said, he know where he's supposed to be. He could play a little receiver too, kick returner. So he's more versatile than Sermon, so I wouldn't be surprised if Sermon got cut. Sermon's going to have to really earn that spot. He's going to have to earn that spot. But yeah, Steelers got some work to do. As much as they look good on tape, they got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of things to work out. Definitely expecting a winning season, though. With the pedigree of Mike Tomlin, pedigree of Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey being a tough player who I think the Steelers needed to add a tough player to their team, to their defense, because they were soft. Cornerback ain't really want you to want to be the toughest guy on your defense, though. I mean, of course, T.J. Watt is probably tough guy, too, no doubt. But we need a middle linebacker to step up, man. Or it's going to get ugly. It's really going to get ugly. All right? Well, people still think that wide receiver 2, we definitely need that wide receiver 2. And maybe we can do some things, man. We got to beat Jackson. I mean, we're not Jacksonville, but we got to beat Baltimore. It is what it is. I truly believe we can still beat the Bengals with the squad right here, but Baltimore's up in the air, man. We can't have them beat us twice. We just can't have that like last year. You got to split it with them. Back to that schedule. We're favored in 6 games. I guarantee we win more than 6 games. We just can guarantee that, right? That ain't not gonna happen. All right, man. Before I close it out, man, shout out to another Pittsburgh guy way back in the 70s, man. A guy that made us famous, man, Mel Blount. I don't know if y'all heard, but Mel Blount was in a really bad accident this week. Here's the story. The NFL community and fans of the Pittsburgh Steelers are reeling after shocking news surfaced involving a Hall of Fame cornerback, Mel Blount, who's reportedly involved in a serious car crash in Los Angeles. The 76-year-old Steeler legend, known for revolutionizing the cornerback position and dominating offenses throughout the 1970s, was involved in what official a horrific accident. Damn, horrific's a strong word. 76 years old ain't where you want to be getting into a car accident either, man. You know, I'm 47 and I ain't trying to get hit at all. So initial reports from the Los Angeles Police Department indicate that crash occurred near the intersection of blah, blah, blah. You only know to describe the scene as devastating, involving multiple vehicles and significant structural damage to nearby property. Emergency responders arrived quickly and transported Blunt to the local hospital where he remains under medical supervision. That was a few days back, so I don't know if he's still in there. But Blunt says Blunt confirmed that Blunt was stable and has sustained several injuries, including fractured ribs and a minor concussion. Not good for a 76-year-old, man. All right, so, you know what I'm saying? Big prayers up for Mel Blunt, one of my dad's favorite players. My dad, you know, I think Franco Harris was his favorite player, but Mel Blunt's like his boy, you know what I'm saying? I actually DJ'd a few times, and my dad's his consistent DJ, man. He used to DJ his wedding. Not wedding, but family reunion, and I DJ'd up at his camp a couple times for his son's graduation party, man. So yeah, Mel Blunt has been like family to us, always been cool. Big dude, man, huge dude. They always say Mel Blunt is huge, man. Wait till you walk up on him, dog. I thought my dad was a big dude. My dad looked small next to Mel Blunt, man. And my dad was a linebacker, you know what I'm saying? Mel Blunt's fucking cornerback from the 70s when players was supposed to be, you know what I'm saying, smaller or couldn't. Or they'll say, oh, you couldn't play in this day. Well, shit, I tell you right now, what I seen out of Mel Blunt, just the size of him, he could play fucking cornerback or linebacker in these days. You know what I'm saying? But hey, man, I appreciate y'all joining the show. Everybody in the chat, appreciate y'all, man. Hit the like button. If you're new around here and you checked it out today, hit the subscribe button, man. Can't wait till football season, man. It got to be like less than 60 days right now, man. Camp ain't that far away. We got the Jaguars first, I believe, in the preseason. And so I think we get a chance to look at Travis Hunter first. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, that's what's up, man. Let's get it. Can't motherfucking wait. That type of guy, man. This football is my shit. So, man, hey, Mel Blunt was a GOAT, Pittsburgh Big Dog says. Cornerback. Blunt 76 was in excellent shape. Yes, he was, man. Hey, like I said, appreciate y'all in the chat. Pittsburgh Big Dog, Hollywood Hill. Hey, I appreciate y'all, man. We out of here.
Listening to a Robin Banks Productions, baby.
Ow, hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's your boy Filthy Rich, the host of the Underground Sports Show. Yeah,
it's the underground. It's the underground. It's the underground. It's the underground. You better pass. You better run. And that's your ass. Boy, you done. It's the underground. It's the underground. Yeah, it's the underground. It's the underground. You better pass. You better run. And that's your ass. Boy, you done. Move the sticks. First down. You better not step out of bounds. You don't really want it, but you really need it. It's the underground, man, we undefeated. Michael Jackson couldn't beat it, fourth down, couldn't reach it, man, your squad about to lose it. Go ahead and face the music, flip a coin, you still lost. Pay the cost to beat the balls, turn your motherfucking lights off. Yeah, CTE, these niggas can't see me. Got your head fucked up, got the game locked up, and it's over for your ass. Fourth down, you better pass. You know what it is, you ain't gotta ask. It's the underground, it's the underground, it's the underground, yeah, it's the underground. You better pass.